Hello to the world and to the kingdom citizens. I greet you in the precious holy name of Yeshua Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, who said in his word, John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Hi, I'm Dr. John Curry, Ambassador, Pan-African, and welcome to the Embassy of the Kingdom of Heaven on Earth. If you want to follow this podcast, please subscribe to JC Global Embassy TV 1. Ring the bell and hit the thumbs up button. Today's message is pure and sure. God is awakening black people all over the world. God is awakening black people all over the world. All black people do not believe in nor have the cesspool mentality. We are not monolithic, and the majority of black people will never submit to psychosocial brainwashing that America is using in order to retrain our brain, programming us for cesspool mentality by using the television media. It has been said that if you don't see yourself on television, you do not exist. This is part of the psychosocial brainwashing. All the white supremacist system have to do is to come to some of us who are actors, black men and black women. And after they come to us, they will pay us money in order for us to go into the cesspool mentality by doing these vile, wicked roles that is telling our people about a vision of who we really are. That we are the most violent, we are the most wild, we are the most perverted savages that the world has ever seen. This is not who we are, but that's what they're selling to our young black men and young black women by taking on these roles and portraying themselves as violent savages. So when the world thinks of black people, all they think about is how bad we are. That we are the most violent, wild, and perverted savages that the world has ever seen. And we will even pay money to see ourselves on the big movie screen in order to prove that we do exist. It's one of the things that I think God is beginning to do. He's beginning to show us who we really are. And we are awakening. We are awakening all over the world. However, as we awakening, God is revealing back to us that we are the most brilliant. We are the most excellent. We are the most creative. And yes, we are the most resilient people on the planet. Yes. God has awakened us, and we are now woke, but no longer laying in bed. We are now woke, but no longer laying in bed. You can be woke, but doing nothing. You can be woke, but just lounging around in bed. But I believe now, since we are truly awakened by God, we're no longer in bed. We are awakened all over the world. In America and throughout the diaspora and the continent of Al-Kabulon, which is called Africa of our origin. Our brains are genetically reconnecting. Let me say that again. Our brains are genetically reconnecting. They're reconnecting to us so we can know who we really are. As we learn more about our own selves as a royal people who came from a royal continent, the world is feeding off of right now. And they're feeding off of our minerals. They're feeding off of our homeland. They're feeding off of oil, diamonds, gold, cobalt, copper, coal, iron ore, uranium, and much, much more. We must stop fighting each other over what I call mosquito issues. Since God is awakening us all over the world, we must stop fighting over mosquito issues, which are culture wars, those things that render us nothing but try to keep us remain in the cesspool. When we stop fighting over culture wars and come together and get this big elephant off our neck known as the Democratic Party and many other parties, we must learn to stand on our own and be who we are on our own. As blacks, we was the first people on the planet, and now we have been truly made the last. And now that we are truly living in the last position, God has awakened us. We're now awakened, and we're moving towards back to where we were in the first position. I tell you, my brothers and my sisters, our time is now. It's not coming, it's now. God has awakened us for us to seize the moment. And one way we'll know when we're seizing our moment is when black men start to place value on black women, because they are our helpmeet. And that is to help us meet our responsibility and to meet our accountability. Our women have a great power and great influence over our children. The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. How we value our black women is how our world will become. Let me say it again. How we value our black women is how our world will become. Now that God has awakened us and we are out of bed, we must return back to God. We must return back to our families. And yes, we must return back to each other, knowing that we are the progenitors of the world. And as the progenitors of the world, we are the ones who civilized the Greeks. We are the ones who civilized the Greeks, and the Greeks civilized the Romans. And the Romans civilized France, Spain, and all of Western Europe. We are those people that civilized all of those cultures. In essence, they all got their civilization from the ancient Kemetic Egyptian and the Nubian black people. That's who we are. Now, it's our time to lead the world again. We must come together in order to do it. So I say unto you, no more cesspool mentality. No more divide and conquer. No more going with everybody and not going with our own. No more sitting around blaming the white man for everything he's done, and he has done some vile and wicked things. Now is our time, as God has awakened us around the world, and we are woke and now out of bed. It is time. It is time for blacks to unite all around the world. Unite on the continent of Al-Kabulan, which is the original name of the name that is given now, which is called Africa. It's time for us to unite all over the Caribbean, all over the world, and come together to be what I believe that God intended for us to be. We are the most brilliant. We are the most excellent. We are the most creative. And yes, we are the most resilient. God has awakened us for this cause. For we are last, but now God is moving us back into first. We are last, but he's moving us into first. And since he's moving us into first, one of the first things we must do, we must seek God. And as we seek God, we must seek and love our families. And as we love our families, we must come together and love one another. This is what God wants for us to do, to lead the world again. And now is our time to do just that. God bless you. God keep you. And God protect you as we move forward in this new awakening of knowing who we are as Black people all over the world. God bless you. Until next time.